This right to bid is reserved and specified as one bid, and a bidder is deemed to be the principal bidder unless prior to the auction an authority is handed to us which allows a person to bid for it on behalf of another. At the fall of the hammer, we need 10% deposit of the purchase price to be paid by the successful bidder, and bidders need to be registered to bid. And you've got your bidding paddles. Wave the paddles when you make your bids. We need the bids to come in before the gavel falls, as we don't accept late bids and we can't. This is this fabulous Cooks River precinct and this typical bungalow of the era on the high side of the street where Conveyancing Studios says 4 Carberta Avenue, lot 4, deposited plan 18386. The elevated double brick bungalow. It's the nice covered outdoor dining terrace, a lovely lawn garden to the front and rear of the home. The side drive, of course, links up to the lock-up garage. There are polished timber floors with the feature bay window in the home. The blinds are built-in wardrobes. The light fittings range with stove TV antenna. An air conditioner, a settlement of 42 days with title, drainage, a copy of the deposited plan. And of course, Canterbury Bankstown is our local authority with an R2 low density zoning. We form part of what was known as the original Parkview Estate, and a lovely sleepy pocket of Earlwood here towards Undercliff. And of course, everyone knows that the wonderful parklands that are easy to stroll to from here, of course, being the Parkview Estate. Gough Whitlam Park is very, very handy to the property. You're at about 400 metres to Waterworth Park as well, and of course and right along Bayview Avenue and beyond. People also like the fact that you can walk to Teppie train station from this pocket as well, back to Earlwood Shops and the like. Got a nice 40-foot frontage to the block, a 442 square metre parcel, 3 bedrooms arranged to the home. It is that typical bungalow layout with the lounge and dining area. There's probably the first car to drive through the street in 20 years, and basically it's sort of one of the a really quiet street, this one. Well, we've come from some very, very good results today. We just submitted a home in Ashbury, a bungalow in Ashbury that we just saw in Cheviot Street, fetched $2,190,000, which is a hallmark for the Ashbury area. This is in a very, very friendly price bracket for people who are looking for freestanding, looking for quiet streets, and looking to really engender the qualities of that great locality on the Cooks River, where you can go and play golf at Marrickville and really feel good about yourself when you hit a round of about 70 for 18 holes, and basically the fact too that you can cycle along the waterfront to Burwood as well. Great spot here, lovely quiet position, fabulous community. Who's got an opening bid? Where do we see you in the hunt, ladies and gentlemen? Who's got a start in mind? Where do you feel you'd like to be in the hunt? Well, you look at some comparable sales, and you could go back 18 months, you could go back 36 months and see sales over the 1-3 mark, and there'd be homes very, very typical of this one. We'll soon see what you've got to give. Are we in the upper 1-2 range to see someone start? Where do you feel you'd like to be? Got a start in mind? I don't know what it is, 1-280, somewhere around there. I could toss some numbers in the air if you're keen and willing to bid. 1-280 or there.
1-2.
1-2. Thank you very much, madam. That's the way to do it. I bid 1,200,000. Thanks for that, Aris. I bid 1,200,000 on the opening bid. It won the bid. Now the bid is 1.2. We've springboarded into the auction, and the bid is 1.2. Early doors, our bid is 1,200,000 now. One bid now. The bid is $1,200,000 bid. The bid is 1,200,000. Do you feel you'd like to come in at 1.25 million to advance? 1-2 on bid now. The bid is 1,200,000. How would you like to play ball? What would the next offer be? I bid 1,200,000 bid. The bid is 1,200,000. I suggested 50, but what's the number from you? Is it 20? 1,200,000 bid now. The bid is $1,200,000 now. Let's see you all involved. 4 foot.
1-220.
220, thanks, madam. The bid is 1,220 now. 122, the bid is $1,220,000 bid for it now. Do we strike a higher note at 40? 122 bid, the bid is $1,220,000 now. Who else is here with a hand up in the air? 1,220 bid, and the bid is $1,220,000 now. Do we fire in the bid of 1,240 or better? What's 1,250, and I bid 1,250 now. 1.25 was bid, and the bid is $1,250,000 bid. 1.25 million bid, the bid is $1,250,000 now. Time for madam and sir to come back in the next bid, and the bid is $1,250,000. Bids are right hand. 70's bid, the bid is 1,270 now. Madam takes the call to the left-hand side, and the bid is 1,270,000. We're going to round out at 1.3. 1.27 million bid, the bid is 1,270,000. Called off to the left-hand side, madam and sir. One bid now, the bid is 1,270,000. What do we have now? Got $1,270,000 is the bid. It won the bid now, 1,270,000. Lovely sleepy position here. Mellifluous tones of the bird song. 1,280's bid, the bid is 1,280,000 now. I've got 1.28 bid, the bid is $1,280,000. Call it over to the right. We're thinking of rounding off at 1.3. 1.28 on bid, and the bid is $1,280,000 bid. 1,290, and we're all jiving here in $10,000 bids, and the bid is 1.29. Thanks for the offer, the bid is 1,290,000. 1.29 bid, the bid is 1,290,000. With Simone Luxford here today, the bid of $1,290,000 now, representing our vendor who is overseas, and the bid is $1,290,000 now. 1.29 bid, the bid is 1,290,000, and we cross the river and make it 1.3. And it's a home and garden opportunity now. The bid is 1.29, just over the Sydney median. And the bid is 1,290,000 for a 3-bedroom brick home. 1.3 bid, thank you. The bid is $1,300,000 now. Sailing into the bidding at $1,300,000 we've got now. We're taking the big deep breaths over to the left now. 1,300,000 bid now. The bid is 1,300,000 against the tricolors over to the left hand side. 1.3 on bid. The bid is $1,300,000 now as I call for a little bit more. I've got Madam's call here to the right. 1,310 bid, the bid is 1,310,000. 310 the money now, the bid is 1,310,000, and I've got it off to the left, and the bid is 1.31. You see it's a match race between the two at the moment. The bid is 1,310,000. One bid now, the bid is 1,310,000, $10,000 bid, and my call is off to the left. I bid a $1,310,000 bid for it now. Lovely cocktail hour sort of auction here today. The bid is $1,310,000 bid. 320, thank you. The bid is 1,320 now. 132 we've got. The bid is $1,320,000 bid. Thanks to the offer there over to the right hand side. And at 1.32 million bid, the bid is 1,320,000. Looking out for that home and garden in a quiet spot, the bid is 1,320,000. My bid's off to the right hand side. If at any time, I guess, Aris, if we get some instructions, I've got 1,320,000. Bids here to the right. I'll give you some time just to consider your position. 330, thank you. The bid is 1,330,000 now. 1,330 bid, the bid is 1,330,000. I've called it off to the left, and the bid is 1.33. Going to call for another bid now. 1,330,000 bid, the bid is 1,330,000. How's everyone else feeling about the next bid? One bid now, the bid is 1,330,000. 350, 1,350,000 now, and got to the front with 1,350,000 bid. 135 at the bid now, the bid is 1,350,000 bid, the bid is 1.35. Madam takes the call here over to the right, the bid is 1,350,000. Thanks for the bid is 1,350,000 now. 1,350 now, 50 now, $1,350,000 bid. Having a discussion off to the left hand side there, the bid is 1.35. Nice to see you here. $1,350,000 call. We're just having an overseas chat at the moment. The bid is $1,350,000 now, just to level up and get some instructions. Just take your time. Madam's bid there, so just have it. Don't feel rushed. And I do the same for Madam as well there. The bid is $1,350,000. We're going to get the reply shortly. $1,350,000 is it, and now, sir, here it's at $1,350,000 bid. We had a definitive from the vendor, Aris. Just there with a line dropped out. $1,350,000 bid. So maybe they've got the Daily Double or National Bank out, NAB outage today, and now the phone drops out. Anyway, we've got 1,350,000. Correct. On the market. Thank you, Aris. 1,350,000. We're on the market. We're selling at the fall of the hammer. The bid is 1.35. I welcome your next bid in. The top bidder is going to buy here today. The bid is 1,1355. 1,355 bid. The bid is 1,355,000. $1,355,000 bid for it now. More reinforcements brought in here. Makes it 60. He takes over. The bid is 1,360,000. 1,360,000 after all the hard yards were done. 1,360,000. We're all happy about that one. Yeah, 1,360 bid. Thanks, Mary. 1,360,000. 136 the bid. Now the bid is 1,360,000. So for the moment, $5,000 splits the bidders. We are on the market. We are selling at the fall of the hammer, and I got 1,360,000 is the bid. 136 the bid. Now the bid is $1,360,000 bid for it now as binds are made up, and we calculate the next thing. 1.36 million bid. The bid is $1,360,000 now. If there are other parties who are going to loom up and give us a stronger bid, won the money now, want a bid now, want a bid now, 1,365 bid, and the bid is 1,365 now. 1,365 bid, the bid is $1,365,000 now. Bids on the left-hand side, and the bid is 1,365. Saw the kids kicking the soccer balls around in the back garden there, 1,365. Our future Socceroos here, the bid is $1,365,000 now. 1,365 bid, the bid is 1,365. It's my left hand side. I'll give you a moment to do the same. Say the bid again. 1,365,000. Free up your weekends. 1,365,000. House and Garden Earlwood. Near the Cooks River. First floor. 70. Thanks. The bid is 1,370 now. Give your time over here to the left. 1,370 as you've been great sports too, and the bid is 1,370,000. 1.37 million bid, the bid is $1,370,000 bid for it now. There's a great show of confidence in this home through the bidders. $1,370,000 bid, the bid is 137 bid to my right. Won the money now, want a bid now, want a bid now, $1,370,000 bid, and the bid is 1.37. Don't leave us now. If it's a couple of $1,000, you're welcome to join us again. $1,370,000 to have a little bit more skin in the game. It's a close one. We've just got $5,000 between the bidders. $1,370,000 bid. The bid is $1,370,000. Bids off to the right. We're here to sell. $1,370,000 once. Pregnant pause again. 1,370,000. Twice. We're sure. I thank you for your competition then. I just wanted to be sure for the owner. $1,370,000. Third call. We're sure. Thanks then. Left. Set up. Right. We're done. Sold. Congratulations to you. Well done to you both. And thanks so much to our underbidders for coming along. Congratulations to this lovely couple here, and well done to you. I'm sure you Carboona Avenue people will welcome this lovely family to the end of the street. Thank you very, very much. Thanks so much to our underbidders for being great sports in the competition. We're Richardson and Wrench. Thank you very much for coming along to our auction today. Very, very well done to you.